Hello and welcome to Everything To Guppy, the podcast where we talk about every single item, every single enemy, every single everything in the Binding of Isaac. I'm William Hughes, and I'm joined, as always, by a guy who is a member of a real crack squad of people playing jacks. Gary Butterfield.
Ba, 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 ba. It's Star Wars week.
I mean, it's Star Wars Day. Gary, may the 4th be with you.
Will?
Yes?
May the 4th also be with you.
You don't mean that, though. When I talk about the Force, I mean it. I
said the 4th. I didn't say the horse.
Oh, I'm sorry, Gary. I misspoke. Or misheard. Or didn't
Or I misspoke.
There's a lot of ways either of us could have fucked this up a minute 30
chain.
into this record. Yeah.
Let's really crack down on the supply chain of that not joke.
Okay. So, Gary, I made what an improv is called an opening offer, which was taking the name of the item today, which is Crackjack, and suggesting that you were very good at playing the children's game Jacks.
Yes.
And then what did you do?
I did what we call an improv, the Cincinnati Sidewinder.
Is that where you just completely ignore the thing I said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I decided to take advantage of the fact that we're recording on May 4th.
Sure. The federally mandated Star Wars holiday.
Mm-hmm. The day dedicated to the pop culture phenomenon and toy seller, Star Wars.
Stars War.
Yep. Star Wars. Star Dwarves.
Star Dwarves.
Star Dwarves. And I decided to make this week about that.
My laser axe.
I hate the space elves. But I love me space grog.
Gary, can I give you some notes on your
in space?
Yeah, your dwarves are pretty pirate so far.
We're in the sky, matey.
You're not.
Mountains are just ships for the air.
Mountains are just ships for the air. So have they fitted some sort of engine to the mountains to make them fly?
We call it a starjammer.
That's not what a starjammer is, though.
It could be if you add a helm to it, a starjamming helm.
A starjammer is either like a wooden sailing ship that goes through the stars or a friend of Cyclops' dad.
Neither is true. It doesn't have to be a wooden ship, you fool.
I'm sorry. And the part about Cyclops' dad?
That's correct.
Okay. Neither of them is true, except half of them you said.
Neither of them is true, except for the half you got right.
Oh.
Like a stop clock, you're half right twice a day.
That's not how clocks work.
It is in the mountain. That's how you run on mountain time.
Let's see. All the Tolkien stuff is still copyrighted. Otherwise, like taking the Lonely Mountain and turning that into a spaceship. I mean, how has Games Workshop not already basically done that?
Be awesome. Sounds cool as hell.
It does sound super cool, buddy. Maybe we could wear goggles.
Ooh,
and gears and shit.
Yeah. Clockwork. We're Johnny Blast-a-Lot and the Clockwork Hearts, our mercenary group of steampunk starjammers. Because since it's Star Wars week, I like every property I usually hate, such as Starjammer and Star Wars.
It's Gary's fundamental opposites week.
Yeah, it's like Shark Week, except the opposite of shark. So like some kind of bird.
A lamb, probably?
Yeah, lamb. Land, like sky lamb.
Sky Lamb and the World of Tomorrow.
I saw that movie in the theaters.
Did ya?
Yeah.
I want to be very clear. You saw the film Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow in theaters. Why?
I have no idea.
I just love Sin City so much. I want to see anything that's really artificially black and white.
Yeah, and I'm just a Jude Law head.
Did you round it out with The Spirit?
I did not round it out with The Spirit. I forgot they made it the Spirit movie.
They sure did.
I thought this item was called Cracker Jacks my whole life up until this moment.
Right up until this very second. Gary, I want you to time me. I think I can do this whole item in less than a minute.
Okay.
This is a box of Cracker Jacks. It's called Crack Jacks. It's a boss room item. When you pick it up, you get a heart container and a trinket, which makes it one trinket's worth better than a regular health top.
10 seconds.
Yeah, well, it's not a real deep item.
No. Did you ever truck with Cracker Jacks?
They're fine. You know, the prizes are always like, especially Gary. You remember when your cereal used to have like a prize in it pretty often?
Totally.
Those prizes were often not terrible. You get a little toy.
Yep.
Obviously, we're grading on the curve where Happy Meal toys tend to be the best.
Yep.
Cracker Jack toys are the fucking worst.
Well, they used to be. Here's the thing about Cracker Jacks. Here's me pulling old man.
Sure, please.
When I was very young, you used to get toys in Cracker Jacks. And then by the time I became like a tween/teen, they were just anything that could be flat. So it was just temporary tattoos and shit.
Yeah, and I was too much of a good kid to ever want a temporary tattoo.
No, why would you ever want a temporary tattoo?
I like to invoke the imagery of having a tattoo like a bad kid.
To fool adults.
That's real. I looked at Bart Simpson as sort of what not to be as a child. I looked at what Bart did and I was like, that's a bad child. I should be more like this good child, Martin Prince.
Or Lisa Simpson.
I guess. Lisa's still got a little too much chaos to her.
Yeah. Lisa's got a secret edge.
Lisa does. Got that secret edge.
Yeah.
This is Talking Simpsons Edge.
Yeah, this is Talking Simpsons 2, the podcast sequel that we're coming out from. And I'm Bob. I'm Bob Mackey.
I'm the other one.
Hey, Henry.
No, the other one.
Oh, hey, Chris Antista?
Sure. I don't know. Gary, I've never listened to it.
Florida. Okay.
Was that a euphemism?
It may as well be. There's a lot of story there.
My grandpa caught COVID and he had to go to
went
Florida.
To Florida. My podcast partner was a huge dick and had to go to Florida.
Okay. We telling tales out of school here, buddy?
No, it's pretty common tales. Like that's not Bob's words. That's internet, scuttlebutt about the breakup.
Okay.
So, Cracker Jacks used to have good toys. What is the best cereal toy you ever got? Because I have a good answer. I'm not trying to just say my thing, but I do want to.
Gosh, I don't actually remember. I just remember that sometimes there would be something.
I had a Captain Crunch that was shaped like a toy that looked like a gun.
Gun, yeah. Is it a gun?
Captain Crunch gun.
Were they transporting guns?
Yeah, they put a gun and a baggie of white powder inside my Captain Crunch and very little cereal.
That might have been one of your dad's boyfriends.
Yeah,
maybe doing something.
Yeah, so it sounds like it sounds like something my dad would do.
Sorry, I meant your mom's boyfriends. I didn't.
It does sound like something one of my dad's male friends would do, though.
Sure.
Just friend to comma boys. We're the comma boys.
Hey, we'll make you pause, but not too long.
Yep. And they call me Semicolon, and I'm the boss. But it was a Captain Crunch little figurine that was shaped like a torpedo. And if you dropped him in water, he would sink to the bottom and then come back up. It was cool. Good Happy Meal toy. Cereal box toy.
God, every time your childhood comes up, man, it's just a glimpse into the saddest fucking
it wasn't good.
No, I'm glad that you can recognize that now. You presented it as though it were good.
I had good feelings about it.
Yeah, that's the worrying part, buddy. Yeah.
I was talking to my girlfriend recently.
Gary, did you get a present at some point and it was just a stick? And it was just a stick that got stuck in the box. And they were and that was your best friend Sticky for 5 years? I got gifts. Sometimes they were the way that would work is my mom would sometimes wait until the last minute to buy me gifts and go to Walgreens. Sure.
And I would get shit like troll dolls or clearance books about the Titanic and stuff. But I was talking to my girlfriend and she had realized I didn't even realize you had cousins and aunts and uncles. And I had to be yeah, they're I don't talk about this stuff because it's villainous.
Yeah.
She's tell me about your aunts and uncles. And I did. And it's all horrifying. So it's, it's not great.
Just a constellation of dirtbags.
Yeah. There's some people who are, good people in there, but there's some people who are less good people.
Yeah. And all those good people are still being tapped for bail. They're still part of the process.
They're subsidizing.
Yeah.
The bad people. It's how certain crops subsidize certain other ones.
Growing up in the Midwest. In the not especially well-off Midwest.
No. Dirt poor in the Midwest.
Yeah. I was raised at I think a slightly higher socioeconomic status than you were.
And it shows.
With my great,
How many of your teeth do you have, Will? All of them? Pretty cool.
All minus two.
Oh, okay. I'm also missing 2.
Hey,
I never felt closer to you.
But mine were removed for reasons.
Oh, yeah, no, mine were removed for punishment, so. Yeah.
I was just trying to say, my mom did grow up, like, my mom grew up in much lower socioeconomic class. And so I still have those aunts and uncles.
There used to be mobility.
My mom got a job as a bench chemist at a chemical factory with a high school diploma.
What is a bench chemist?
They're the
chemistry
people who,
of benches?
Yeah, that's it, Gary.
Okay. Makes sense.
She was at Eli Lilly's furniture department.
Okay. I don't know how much where the lies are, where the truth is.
I mean,
because
the
I have
lies
no
are
idea
the
what a
stupid part,
bench
buddy.
chemist
This
is.
was a bench
It's
part.
all stupid. Like saying bench chemist is stupid.
That means a chemist who works at a chemistry bench.
Well, who knows that?
My mom.
Well, I know your mom does, but
and if you'd let me have her on the show, you would know it too.
What percentage of the ASM army do you think knew what a bench chemist was?
26.
Maybe. People sound off.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we should end this episode because Gary, I mentioned this before the record. We got a very wet, very unpleasant ticking clock on this recording session. So. That's right. It's the diarrhea countdown. Yep. Will ate wings right before recording.
Yep. Will ate wings right before recording. And as people listen to this know, the recording goes on no matter what.
That's right. No.
So if Will has to take the microphone into the toilet, yeah, we will continue to talk about items this week. So, if you like this show, patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv and ratings, reviews on Apple Podcast.
And Gary, our desperate begging did get us some more reviews.
Ooh, baby.
I will say that most of these reviews have really embraced the expert week or expert year ethos.
That might be due to us begging for them explicitly.
Yeah. Some of these I think are people who made maybe fake accounts to do this, given some of the names.
Okay.
For instance, this review from Roll Costs. And Gary, I'm going to say, I wouldn't normally read this one because it's a fucking 4-star review.
4 stars?
4 stars. But I'm reading it because it's your fault.
Oh. You're taking me on a roller coaster with that one, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you get podcasts like Will Hughes in them, you can't lose. Gary Butterfield and Edmund McMillan, star of Spielberg's adaptation of the popular Christian video game, discuss life in Portland, Maine. This is a great podcast, and it's so great that they're still making these kinds of podcasts. 4 bags, only because I don't like popcorn that much. Gary, am I right in thinking this is a series of On Cinema jokes?
Yep.
And so, because of your love of On Cinema, now I have a 4-star fucking review dragging down my podcast.
It's really unfortunate, man. I never thought it would come to this. How come people aren't giving you 4-star reviews because you keep bringing up Monk?
Because Monk is a 5-star show, Gary.
Monk is a 5 stars. Like, you know there's only 5 stars, right? Like, you know the scale goes from 1 to 5? Like, fuck, man.
I'm aware.
Click and clack. Show us that sack. Don't talk back.
Good night.
Good night.
Give it a reset. The outros have gotten a little elaborate lately.
Yeah, we just want to go back to basics. Well, that's when we have amateur year next year.
They're all amateur year.
All right. Are you ready?